made it.
He had to flip into the parking space like the Dukes of Hazzard because I needed some coffee.
Well, I gave you coffee. You just didn't like the coffee I gave you.
Well, I didn't want like anything in it. Yeah, I just wanted some black coffee. I took a nap this afternoon where I woke up and I did not know where I was. Have you ever had a nap like that after church? The after church nap, solid.
So how's everybody doing? I'm Joe.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're Two Crazy Ketos. And here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and product reviews, and we talk about various keto topics. And every Monday, we sit down on the couch for Keto on the Couch. We just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon. That way, every single time we don a new hat, you'll be alerted to it.
That's the fastest we've ever done that intro. I feel bad for anybody who's listening to this on like 1.5 times speed.
Like, what is this? Micro machines.
So let's see who's here tonight. Okay, so Lisa is here, Heath is here, Line Girl is here. Lisa evidently left. Gail is here, Yvonne is here, Maitreya is here. Linda's here, said log in early so I don't miss it. I'm going to be sad when these are over. I'm really enjoying them.
Oh, bless your heart.
Jennifer's here, Kim is here, let's see, Karen is here, Paula is here, Judy is here, Paul is here.
Hello, you guys.
Shauna is here. I said I have Babes in Toyland on Disney Plus.
Ooh, neat. Shauna had brought some mugs to a Christmas party, and she like decorated them, like hand put their names on each one. Mm-hmm. Like I'm missing that gifting. I can't even paint my own nails. I don't have that steady hand. It's just like that.
Paul said, I normally just watch and never go into comments. Well, welcome.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Stephanie said we really don't watch Hallmark most of the time. Defense Wiz is here. Caboodle is here. Pulani is here from Hawaii.
Have you seen that video that's been going around about how every Hallmark movie is the same Hallmark movie?
Yes.
And basically, like, the storyline.
It's kind of true.
It's kind of true. And, yeah, a lot of the dramas we watch are similar. It's like Hallmark movies all year long.
So Mary Jo is here. Heather is here. Sonia is here. Renee is here.
She says, hey, kids.
He said skip this comment. See, I didn't skip it.
Ooh.
Parrothead Renee said, don't forget to like.
Denise says, hey, Joe and Rachel.
Maitreya said, I just got to go to bed. Tomorrow is solstice and our anniversary. We go for a hike and watch the sunrise. So early up, just like for
Happy anniversary to you guys, and many, many more beautiful, happy years together.
Paul said, I'm a school teacher, so I'm off for 2 weeks. I'm so excited.
Ooh, the kids are excited. I actually saw a shirt on a kid that said, when is Christmas vacation? And I was like, now. Right now, I believe, is Christmas vacation.
Brianna said, your hats make you look like members of a very interesting cult.
Okay, so here's the thing. What would our...
2 KK bishops.
Right, there you go. We would be the bishops of nonsense and shenanigans.
So it's funny. I mean, this is a bad thing, but so speaking of bishops, last night I purchased. For those of you who don't know, if you're a Godfather fan,
oh yes,
Francis Ford Coppola redid Godfather III. Now I am a huge Godfather fan, but even I will say, Godfather Part 3. Like, the problem was you had to watch it because you had to see the end, right?
Yeah.
So he redid it because evidently the way the Godfather Part 3 that we all saw when it came out, and it had a lot of meaning to me because I got to see it with my dad.
Yeah.
And, but the one that we all saw is not what Francis Ford Coppola intended.
Right.
And Mario Puzo intended. They had it differently with a different name. It was actually like Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone.
Right.
And so Paramount Pictures has allowed him to revisit it.
Re-edit it.
It's got a whole new beginning, a whole new end, and he moved everything around inside. And I have to say, It's really
good. It is really good.
The Sofia Coppola part acting, still not that great.
But it was way better.
It makes more sense.
It made so much more sense. I didn't, like, I wasn't actively rooting for her demise by the end of the movie. No, it was actually really, really good. And I thought it was really cool and made me think about, like, the power of video editing.
Right.
Like, now you're watching it as somebody who edits a lot of videos. Like, did you think that was kind of cool?
If it wasn't for the fact that I have seen that movie so many times, because I've seen now I actually, when we're done with our drama, I want to go back and watch Godfathers again.
Yeah, me too.
But I could barely, if it wasn't for the fact that I saw that movie so many times, I would not have known where all the edits took place.
Right.
But it just was really, really good. And one of the things that I had a problem with that whole movie was, why did we have to have Sofia Coppola having an affair with her cousin? But now, in watching this re-edit, it had to be that way.
Right.
To have the end, the meaning, but the whole ending is differently, and the whole beginning is different. So it all makes sense now. So I highly suggest, if you are a Godfather fan,
but you've been disappointed by Godfather 3,
go watch. He renamed it, but it's a rename, but it's the same name because it's the original name. It's Godfather. The Godfather Coda: The Death of Michael Corleone.
Yeah,
and it's like $15 on iTunes.
It was totally worth it. I'm really glad that we saw that, and I wonder if there will be any other great directors who, after, like, reflecting on their life, because now he's in his 80s.
Yeah.
The fact that you'd be like, you know what, I want to tie up some loose ends and change the way I edited stuff.
And it wasn't like a Star Wars edit. Like, hey, we're gonna put some stuff in here, like, and some extra characters for a cash grab on more, like, action figures.
Put Jabba in different spots.
It made sense. Every edit in there made sense.
It was interesting.
So Maitreya said, did everyone see the hilarious 15-minute KFC Hallmark movie? No, I did not.
No.
I do know that. I don't know if you know this. So KFC came out with a KFC fire log. It's supposed to smell like KFC.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like $15, selling for as much as $50 on eBay because they're hard to get.
Are you serious?
First of all, it's only supposed to smell like when you don't light it. Once you light it, the smell's gone, which makes no sense.
What's the point of that?
Stick it in your fireplace, open it up, and it'll smell. It's kind of like a candle.
Yeah, well, because I would totally get that for camping.
So, I watched an RV reviewer of it. I've seen 3 different RV reviewers talk about it.
And it's like...
It doesn't smell.
Oh, man.
And it doesn't burn right.
They're going to follow up this candle with the KFC bathroom
I actually think that Serious Keto talked about it as well, but the one RVer that I saw say, here's the thing. It is cheaper to go buy a bucket of chicken
and just burn
get the smell of the chicken, and it will actually smell like chicken.
Maybe it'll tempt somebody, though, so you don't want to do that.
Trucker Cat said, hello all, I'm in Columbus tying up stuff for Xmas presents in my truck. I know, first world problems.
Well, I'm glad that you've got your Christmas present. Like, the only thing is, you have this, like, place away from everybody to wrap the presents. And that is always my goal at Christmas time. Where am I going to bring these presents and wrap them in this house that, like, no one's going to see what I'm doing?
Right.
Because, like...
Well, you have an RV. You can just go storm in the RV.
Well, then I'm still around you.
That's true. But if you bought me anything,
I'm in big trouble.
Because you were supposed
to... Take it to work. I had to take it to work.
You're not supposed to be buying anything.
I took it to work.
So if you bought me anything, I will not be opening it.
I know. I see. Yeah. I like all this.
Right Family said, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
That's right. Dude, you do not want to drink Kool-Aid sponsored by people that are wearing hats like this.
No. Defense was said, Godfather 3 was the worst of the bunch, and I'm thrilled that he's redoing it.
Yeah.
He didn't film anything new. It's just a lot of stuff that Paramount made him throw on the editing room floor.
That he picked back up.
And he's picked it back up. And again, really, really, really good. I highly recommend it. Renee said, I finished The Wilds of the other day. So good, and they just got renewed for season 2.
Oh, I love that. I love when good stuff gets renewed and gets another, like, a season. It's so exciting.
Shauna said, this is where I confess and admit I have not seen any of the Godfather movies.
Shauna, we can still be friends. There's still time.
No.
There's still time.
Like, Anthony said Sarah's never seen it, and, like, we're going to tie her down and force her to watch it.
Or I was going to say, at least he didn't say, like, well, that's it, we're over.
As bad as Godfather 3 was.
Yes, and it was bad.
It wasn't that. It was important. You know, it's just had some bad acting in
Well,
it. Mostly because of one particular actress.
We would say, like, if the kids fell down, scratched their knee, we'd be like, on a scale of 0 to Godfather 3, how bad is it?
Her acting was so bad that she actually had to refilm like 20 to 30 minutes of it after the original screening because the press made fun of her so bad.
But so what we got was the fix?
We got the fix. Yeah.
Bless her heart. She's a great director. She's a great director.
But the thing is, as bad as that movie was, do you know that the Godfather series is one of only 2 that have ever gotten Academy Award nominations for Best Picture for all 3 in a trilogy, and the only other one is The Lord of the Rings, and I would much prefer Godfather over The Lord of the Rings.
You know what blew my mind, though?
That's going to get me a bunch of hate because I can't stand the Lord of the Rings movies. I love the books. But
I'm staying married to him anyway.
I love them.
I'm going to go ahead and stay married to him. But what I was going to say was, what was interesting was, like, is just this family.
Right.
Like the Coppola family.
Right.
Because, you know, the music that love from The Godfather, that was Coppola's dad. That's the grandfather.
Right.
Had wrote, what was it? I think his name was like, of course now, it's one of the names. Oh. It's not Carmine. But he's the dad. So it's like, Francis Ford Coppola's father is the person who wrote the music.
What even brought this up was because as we were watching the credits, it said Nicolas Cage, which it actually didn't. It said Nicolas Gage. And so we were starting going like, where was Nicolas Cage? Because Nicolas Cage is a relative, and he actually was supposed to be in the movie. He was supposed to play the part that Andy Garcia played.
But he was off looking for the Declaration of Independence. He was on his own hunt and couldn't be a part of it.
Lori said the only reason I watch the Godfather movies is because of all the references in You've Got Mail and I Got Hooked on It.
Yes, we got to go to the mattresses.
That's right.
That's right.
He said, Joe and Rachel, I tagged you in a post in the family group. Okay.
Uh-oh.
The fan switch said, watching it was part of my baptism, Italian life.
Yeah, I love it.
Kim said, I never watched the Godfather movies.
It's really interesting, and especially if you're somebody that likes hidden Disneys, like hidden Mickeys and stuff, there is so much like cute trivia that goes with it. Like, for instance, the orange. Yes. What does an orange mean in The Godfather?
Every time you see an orange, there's about to be someone killed.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, even down to the fact that, like, when you see Michael and Kate like dancing at the wedding, she's even wearing an orange dress surrounded by people who are going to be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
We forgot to say this real quick. Tonight's sponsor,
Fox Hill Kitchens.
Fox Hill Kitchens, and what we're giving away is a bag of the mix, which I actually like this better than buying the rolls because it's so versatile. You can make anything. Do it when you want.
Make it when you want.
And then a large bag of the croutons.
Yeah.
So that's what we got there going there, and we will pick a winner for the pork rinds in a little while.
So it's not too late if you
haven't. If you haven't done that, head on over to yesterday's video, leave a comment, and we'll pick that in a little while. Many North Carolina fans said, good evening, Rachel and Joe. I love watching you both.
Well, we love having you here.
Renee said, I was to give it a choice as a kid. Dad watched all the Godfathers.
Yep.
Right Family said, Godfather series is a good movie series. The best scene was when Michael killed the cop and the drug dealer.
It was amazing. It was one of those times where you're like, how is he going to pull this off?
Yeah. Christopher said, talk about the re-editing of Godfather 3 reminds me of the show Holiday Movies That Made Us on Netflix, episode 1. It was really good.
Elf was good. I have not watched that. I watched the Toys That Made Us and the Movies That Made Us, but I have not watched the holiday version of this. So I'm really excited to... Thank you for that reminder, because I wanted to watch it and I just didn't get a chance to yet.
Yeah, Defense was says, Steve is serious. Keto hated the log too. Matreya said, okay, it is hilarious. Mario Lopez is Colonel Sanders, and it's a very soap opera extreme.
Oh,
so
wow.
Is that, the problem is we don't have cable, because it's on Lifetime, and I kind of want to watch it.
Do you think it's on YouTube?
It's on it's a Netflix movie on Lifetime, from what I understand.
Okay.
So I don't think we can watch it yet. But it's interesting, yeah. It's like Mario Lopez playing the life of Colonel Sanders.
He's still handsome.
Here's my question. How did they make Mario Lopez look over the age of 18? Because, like, he's my age, right? But he still looks like the same age.
He looks like he just walked out of Saved by the Bell.
That's what I was going to say. He looks like he could still be playing in Saved by the Bell.
No, as the original. Not like that he's grown up and he's a teacher now.
Right.
I'm talking about, like, right now, just walk on.
Yeah, so how did they make him look that old? Because,
I feel like when he takes his kids to, like, graduation from school, when his kids finally, like, when they're graduated, they'll be, like, thinking that it's him, and he will then look younger than his children at that point.
Right. Lisa said, I didn't care for the Godfather movies. Rachel said, I would eat the chicken.
Yeah.
Michelle said she loves the hats.
I better have just give me the candle.
Gail said, I was 14 when I saw the first Godfather at the theater, and the horse head scared me so bad I slept with no cover on for a week.
Oh, I didn't get it. And then I had to have like my mom and dad like explain it to me. What am I looking at? And then once I realized what I was looking at, it was like, oh my gosh, why did they put this in a movie?
Line Girl said, hey Joe, are you still interested in making keto marzipan? I follow a recipe on all I dream about food, and then roll them into balls and cover them in Lily's semi-sweet chocolate. Ooh, I'll have to look at that.
Yes.
I know we got somebody
interested
sent
in
us
that.
the recipe for the York peppermint patties. So at some point we're going to make it. I'm just trying to knock it off with the sweetener a little bit. It's like 6 cups of powdered allulose or powdered sweetener.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I was thinking I might try to make them for Christmas. Blaine said, I don't envy Trucker Cat trying to store and wrap gifts in a sleeper. Been there, done that.
Man, I mean, yeah, because it's got to be like feeling cramped.
Christopher said, I'm waiting on a renewal for season 10 of The Office.
Oh man, wouldn't that be awesome if The Office came back? Is there any chance that they could make another season of The Office, or is that just a joke? Because I flipping love that show.
Shanta said, I'm not sure which Godfather I've seen. So it's pretty easy. If Al Pacino looks like a kid, it's the first one.
Right.
If
he looks like the dad.
If the one you saw has tons of like flashbacks and time jumping, that's the second one. If Al Pacino looks like an old man, that's the third one.
Or I was going to say, if you turned it off, that's the third one. Until now.
Renee said, oh, the upcoming Dexter, I hope they didn't ruin it. Love that series.
I loved Dexter too.
Mm-hmm. Right Family said, Death Wish with Bruce Willis was better than the original. I agree. It absolutely was. And I love the original Death Wish.
Did we see that? Did I see that?
I don't know. I own it. I'll rewatch it.
Will you rewatch it for me? Because I
good.
usually really enjoy Bruce Willis movies.
Gail said, I've not seen Godfather movies after the first one. Not my cup of tea.
I mean,
have to be in those
rough.
kind of movies. And it is for today's standards, it's not a gruesome movie, but back then it really was.
But you know what? Honestly, it is very gruesome. And here's why. Because it's like an Alfred Hitchcock horror movie.
Only they show stuff.
They're using you. The only thing is that they still cause you to have like use your own imagination to a certain extent and like start building up that fear. I mean, the death stares that like Al Pacino can like shoot at the camera with those big brown eyes that you're just like, oh, I'm afraid of him. Like he's sitting there and he looks very calm and he's saying like a sentence and yet it's speaking volumes.
And I love the way they tied some of like real life history into that movie. So it really made things believable, like the death of Pope Paul I, and like even like the scene where Sonny gets killed. Like I grew up around the corner.
Were you afraid to go through that toll booth?
No, but I mean,
did you go through it?
It was just very interesting. We lived right around the corner from that. Let's see. Christopher said, I tried to watch Lord of the Rings. I couldn't stay awake. Yes. Rachel, when she wants to go to sleep, she puts on, what is it? The Blue Planet. Blue Planet.
Planet is the best series for going to sleep.
Now, the better series is The Lord of the Rings. It's all about walking. You want to watch a show about walking? Watch The Lord of the Rings.
I do think if they
and they walked some more.
If they cut out the walking, it would probably be a 30-minute movie.
For all three.
Right. Do not come for Joe about the Lord of the Rings. The hat made him do it. It has to. Like, tell me he doesn't look like Elvin.
Renee said, oh no, the original Death Wish was bomb. Yeah, it was. And I think that Bruce Willis did a phenomenal job with it. I was very upset. I'm usually not somebody who is happy about remaking movies. Like, this one's really going to get me punched, probably by
You're sleeping on the couch, I can know right now. Did you talk about my John Wayne?
I am not a huge John Wayne fan.
Get out.
Never was. I was much more of a Clint Eastwood fan for Westerns than John Wayne. But I was very upset when they remade True Grit. It's like, stop remaking class. And even though the new one is really good, I was upset that they remade Jumanji. It's like, can't we...
I liked it.
I like the new ones, but it was like you're taking away from Robin Williams. I'd rather you make something completely different, or at least don't name it the same thing.
I was going to say, I think that they, at least in that case, I think that they did enough to make it different that I wasn't like upset. I wasn't sad because I would have been sad because I love Robin Williams. John Wayne, though, I mean, you distracted me with this Jumanji talk. It's not getting you off of
the new
sleeping.
True Grit.
I would not. I'll have to put a picture in the Facebook family group to show you how identical my grandfather looks to John Wayne. He even walked the same way and always wore a cowboy hat. So, like, yeah, it's hilarious. I'll have to put a picture in because he really looks like him a lot.
Kevin said, I binge watched The Mandalorian season 2. My friends have been having a meltdown trying not to spoil it for I haven't to them yet. I finished.
That is good.
I need to watch that.
That's
I just haven't had time to watch
That's when you know that like you have good friends if they want to talk with you about it so badly and yet they don't spoil it for you. Like, that's seriously good.
Joey said, checking in with you, even though you guys are on the same time as The Sound of Music is on. It's another one that I like to watch every year.
The Hills Are Indeed Alive.
I own it, so I don't have to watch it when it's on TV anymore. But it's something that's such a family memory for me because it would come on. We only had one TV in the house. We only had 3 channels.
Right.
And so when it would come on, like all 4 of us as a family would just get in front of the coal stove and put it on and watch it. Plus my German heritage, so it was always a special movie to me. And I liked Julie Andrews.
We actually have some Edelweiss that your grandfather brought from Germany as a child.
Yep.
How cool.
Right Family said, Renee, I liked both movies, but the new one made more sense. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Shauna says, Orange, do I have to watch The Godfather now? No, you don't.
Robin said Foxhole Kitchen definitely would like to try them. Christopher said The Death Wish was the Bruce Willis movie. I enjoyed that, but Bruce Willis was in it, so it had to be good.
I just really enjoy him. Mm-hmm. Never tried Foxhole Kitchen before, Lisa. Well, they're really good. I have to say, I think that they make the best crouton that I found in keto.
And it's super clean ingredients.
It's very clean ingredients. Just to like kind of tell you, just in the croutons alone, you've got organic coconut flour, blanched almond flour, organic psyllium husk powder, liquid egg whites, organic extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, starch-free baking powder, water, Himalayan salt, organic garlic granules, yeast, organic apple cider vinegar, and organic black pepper. Yeah. I mean, it's just really clean ingredients. And the same thing for like the baking mix. And
it makes everything they sell.
Yeah. Exactly. And they show all kinds of different recipes too. But the ingredients on their baking mix is coconut flour, almond flour, psyllium husk powder, egg white powder, starch-free baking powder, Himalayan salt, and their yeast. Yeah. I mean, it's just really, really good.
And there is a link down below in the description if you want to get some, and we also have a coupon code. Janice said, a must for me every year is my favorite movie is It's a Wonderful Life and Elf.
My mom will definitely have a movie marathon starting on December 23rd of like Scrooge, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, they will just loop into each other. And I love to just drop in and get coffee while all of those Christmas movies are going on in the background.
Shauna said, I tend to not like violent movies. When you grow up and your role models are bikers, it's like, meh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jenna said, you made keto Buckeyes for our family Christmas dinner last
night.
Oh,
nice. Hey,
Beth. She said, I made.
And Married to Keto's here. Hello.
Line Girl said, Joe, the recipe makes 16 balls. Just enough for the holiday season. 1.5 cups of almond flour and 1 cup of Swerve icing sugar. I only make it once a year for Christmas. That sounds good.
That sounds really good, and it's the perfect amount of balls.
Christopher said, I was joking about The Office, but there are real rumors about it almost every year. And there's been talks of some kind of series with it, but the talks always seem to end.
I got really excited when Parks and Rec did like during the COVID thing, they did one on YouTube. If you haven't seen that and you like Parks and Rec, take a look at that. They did basically, I mean, they were in their home doing almost like Zoom stuff, and it was so cute. It was really well done.
Defense Wiz said, new show I found last night on HBO Max is Flight Attendant. Really good considering I'm not a Kaylee Cuoco fan.
Wow.
So he said, Shelley ruined Dexter for me. She loves reading spoilers and could not wait to tell me how it ended. Yep, Rachel likes to do that. And if I figure out that Rachel has seen the end or looked forward, I refuse to watch it at that point. We're watching a Korean drama right now that she has seen, and it's very hard for me to watch it because
I start to giggle when it's getting close to something good.
She has seen it already. So, like, she'll be like, let's watch a Korean drama. I'm like, fine, find one that you haven't seen. But I've seen them all. Well,
I have not seen them all.
But you say that sometimes.
Please.
Or this one is really, or the hint will be, this one is really good. How do you know? I just don't, I don't know, I guess. And so, like, have you looked at the end? And so now I can, the cool thing is we have this thing called Viki, and it tells you if you've seen that episode.
Vicky's telling on me.
So I can go to the end, and if I see that last movie has been played, yep, not watching this one anymore.
Fun fact about Dexter, actually, because, you know.
People may not have seen Dexter.
Well, I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
Like that he's a serial killer. I'm just kidding. They should, I would hope someone would know that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the first episode of Dexter, the bad guy in that, used to be a customer of ours at our comic book store and baseball card store that we had, that Joe and I, you know, met through. And I remember when he got the role as the bad guy in this new and up and coming show, he's like, I'm very excited. I'm going to be the first bad guy. And we were like hugging and high-fiving and like so excited that he had gotten, that was his first big acting gig. And I think he nailed it. He was a really good bad guy in it. But yeah. I thought that was so cool. And then when Dexter went on to be such a famous show, I was tickled for him.
Denise said, looking forward to you tweaking the peppermint patty recipe. Was glad I could find one that doesn't use coconut oil. Could have a lot of the keto remakes, as I'm allergic to a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'm curious how it's going to come out without coconut oil, because one of the reasons that so many of those recipes use coconut oil is because of what coconut oil, the way it reacts. So the reason so many of them use is because at 74 degrees, it turns to a liquid, but anything lower than that, it's a solid. So
that's how we test the air conditioning.
So that's why they're able to use that. So you can make it, you can chill it and it'll get hard, but it's not like hard as a rock kind of thing.
Right.
But it's just a tremendous, that's why I'm trying to figure out how to work it. It's a tremendous amount of erythritol, like 6 cups in a serving, in a recipe. Oh. 6 cups is a lot of erythritol.
Is it going to cause you to run to the restroom?
Considering it's a teaspoon of erythritol is 4 carbs. 4 total carbs. 0 net carbs, but 4 total carbs in a teaspoon.
Wow.
So that is a lot.
Work on it, Joe.
I will. Steph said, Hillary was a lot about Sons of Anarchy. Used to have to almost threaten to beat her to keep quiet. Sons of Anarchy, Anthony and I will both tell you, if he could hear me right now, he'd come running in, absolutely. Sons of Anarchy, greatest TV show ever made. Ever made.
That's how much you love it.
That's how much I love it. I mean, there are some good TV shows, but Sons of Anarchy is the greatest TV show ever made. I think I hear Anthony coming. Do I hear him coming? No.
It might be Caleb.
No, I mean, I am out here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying Sons of Anarchy is the greatest TV show ever made. One of the things that makes it so good is that he knew exactly how he was going to end it the day he wrote the first episode.
Makes a difference when you have an end game versus somebody who has the beginning of a show, and then if they are a hit, just kind of continues to drag out the storyline, whether it makes sense or not anymore.
Very similar even to Godfather, and you watch this rise of a guy who wants to do good, right? And he comes in and just like very good. And then at the end, he's just this horrible person, but then dies with dignity.
Don't spoil it.
And then it's the same thing with Godfather, right? You just watch this rise of this evil monster, but always wants to get him out, but can't seem to quite get out.
Every time I try to get out, they bring me back in.
He said, I so don't understand the Lord of the Rings. They are a wizard, and yet they still walked in.
That is a really good
Cast a spell
point.
to help you party out.
That is so true. That's a very true thing. And not only are they a magical creature, but they're surrounded by magical creatures. So it's not one of those things like, hey, you're like living in Forks and you're a vampire and you don't want to use your power because you're afraid that the humans that are not aware of magical creatures will be upset by this. Everybody knows about you.
Right. He said, I still don't understand. Oh, no, I read that one. Right Family said the new Death Wish made more sense based on Paul Kersey's job at an error.
Renee is also giving a shout to Orange is the New Black, which is also a huge favorite of Joe's.
I wasn't super keen on the ending, though. It was okay, but it wasn't a great ending.
Then you switch to the other prison drama.
Wentworth. Awesome movie.
He loves
Cleaner
Homework.
version of Orange is the New Black and better writing.
You think so?
Much
Is it from
better.
New Zealand?
Australia. Yeah.
They're awesome.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really good.
Jumanji remakes are so fun. That's how far behind you are.
I know. They're very good. I don't like it when
Liz says, watch it now. The Mandalorian.
I'm going to.
Stop. You gotta
Chris
watch it
isn't
now.
here to yell at me.
Yeah, because he would.
Steph said, Bridges of Madison County is still #1 Clint Eastwood and #2 is Space Cowboys.
Oh.
I'd say Bridges of Madison County is definitely up there. We even own it.
We just purchased that movie.
Yeah, we definitely own that movie.
Don't you
Space Cowboys is good. I don't know if it's the second best movie, at least in my opinion.
Don't you feel a little guilty that we like Bridges of Madison County so much? Because it's like, it's a cheating couple. Like, they're totally cheating. And we're like, this is such a great love story. And it's like, we probably shouldn't celebrate it, but it's so good. It's so good.
James said, when I started The Lord of the Rings, it was in a theater. I got up like 3 times and I thought it was over.
Nope, still more.
Steph said, I haven't started watching the Mayans yet. So I watched the first season. Really good. A lot of homage back to Sons of Anarchy. Then we got rid of cable. And so I haven't watched it. I know that season 2, I think, is on Netflix now. But yeah. What happens is you forget about it because you don't have cable. So you don't have anything reminding you like, hey, this new show is coming back on, you know? Rachel said, when I was a kid, we only had 3 channels. We would gather and watch Wizard of Oz. Yep, that was another one we watched.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes.
Well, I'm saying happy birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Jessica Roses. Where is she? There she is.
All right, here we go.
Big 34 today. What a baby.
You're a baby, but that's awesome.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jessica. Happy birthday to you and many more. Happy birthday, and thanks for spending your birthday with us. I love it.
He said, Sons of Anarchy ended, threw away the whole speech Jax gave to Juice, and then pulled the same crap himself.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about the movie was the way
Juice.
I didn't like the way he went out kind of like Christ-like is the only thing I didn't like about
They're just trying to
It was about a freedom thing, but...
But, I mean, he was trying to be like... It was all the symbolism. Let Kurt have what he wants.
Yeah. But that's why it was so good, because he did that. He knew on day 1 how to end the movie.
You know what I thought...
TV show.
You know what I thought was cool about him, too? In his own show, where you could write yourself into whatever cool character you want, he made himself the most pitiful character of the entire series. It was like, it was so bad what was done to that poor character that I was just like, but you're you
could put anybody.
You could play anybody. And he was a great actor.
You make the guy like your eye. And,
man.
Get your tongue cut out. Or cuts his own tongue out.
It was so awful. But
Steph said, love the Sound of Music. I was the woman that won 3rd place and did all the bending when we did that in choir in school.
Wow. I love that.
Brianna said, I love the old movie called The Bishop's Wife. Good movie.
Cary Grant. Yep. I love Cary Grant.
He said, speaking of balls, Rachel, I tagged you on Facebook.
Oh, good. I hope it's connected to some balls.
Shauna said, had to get together with a couple of good friends last night. That's what I made the gnome mugs with names on it. Friend gave mugs too, and in mine she put sugar-free candy. That's awesome.
Okay, so I love hearing that. And if you have a testimony of something that like a non-keto person in your life has done something nice like that, to encourage you in your keto journey, can you share that? Like, thank you for sharing that, because I think sometimes people are really afraid of their loved ones and friends, and sometimes you're afraid to talk about it at all. And sometimes your friends and family will really surprise you. Yeah. Because they do love you and they want you to get healthy. And that's a really encouraging thing. Sometimes they don't even know what to do. Like, we've been to parties before where people have gone to great lengths to provide meat and like weird things. Like, you know, like here's meat made to look like candy, because is that what you're supposed to do for keto? So but I appreciate the effort.
Right. Renee said, I used to like the old series, The Dexter Actor was about the funeral home.
6 Feet Under.
I loved that, and I quit it halfway through, and I don't know why. I think we gave up our HBO subscription, and then I just never went back and watched it.
I don't know why we didn't finish it either, because it was good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Brian said, I haven't seen Dexter or Godfather. Not a fan of Al Pacino. He cannot act his way out of a wet paper bag.
His later stuff, like recently... I don't know what is going on with his hair, but he looks like Phyllis Diller at this point. I don't know who has told him that teased hair look is like, you've nailed it, sir. I don't know why, but like his earlier stuff I really like. Like, you know what I love? I loved Frankie and Johnny.
Yeah,
do you know that? Al Pacino and like Michelle Pfeiffer.
But he is kind of one-dimensional. I will say that.
Hoorah!
He's a little one-dimensional.
I like him.
A lot of people talking about Sons of Anarchy.
The best.
Myra was disappointed in how Dexter ended. Steph said, I started watching it, haven't finished it. I've seen so much, but I'm more of a music listener than a movie watcher the last few years.
Man, if you haven't seen, I want to say it's on Prime, is Central Park. It's a cartoon, but it's got a lot of singing in it. It's got the same cartooning as like Bob's Burgers, but Caleb and I really enjoyed all of the musical numbers in that show. And it's got one season. They're bringing it back for a second season, but it was just really creative and a lot of music. So if you're like me and you love music, you might really enjoy that show. And I think it's on Prime, included in Prime.
Trucker K, yes, Sons of Anarchy. Hubby and I watched the replay right after the first show to air because we always caught new things. Yeah, I would always want it to wait. And I watched that series so many times. And when Anthony started watching it, I had to rewatch it again with him. It's like, and I think he made Sarah watch it, so I watched it with her. I'm like
Janice, that she cried at the end of it. I cried.
It was very sad. Steph said Sons of Anarchy is being the best. Right Family, a drug out show I kind of like is The Walking Dead. Yeah. I gave up on The Walking Dead because it was like I'm over it now.
But I think that it
became a cash grab is my problem.
Right, but I agree that it was really good, and it
was really good.
So The Walking Dead actually began as like a comic book series, and there you can buy the graphic novels, and we always sold those at shows and stuff like that. So I was kind of surrounded by it already. So we were really excited about The Walking Dead, and I feel like the first couple seasons were amazing.
You quit because you thought somebody died.
Well, I was in love with Glenn.
Yeah.
Like, just love that character.
And so, in the scene where Glenn like goes into the dumpster and we all think he's dead at the end of the season, she stopped watching right there. And we told her like he's not dead. She would not watch it anymore.
Then I come back and he gets killed, and he is so brutally killed. I was so upset that I came back to watch it because I love him.
Let's see. Dexter's coming back for season 9.
Cece, I love the Jumanji movies. Yeah.
Steph said Lord of the Rings could have zapped to where they wanted to go, or warped, or rode flying dragons. Instead, they walk from sunup until sundown.
If you have the opportunity to fly on dragons, do that thing. Like, what is it? Just be yourself. Unless you can be Wonder Woman, then be Wonder Woman. It's like, be yourself, walk. Unless you can ride dragons, and then ride dragons.
Right. He said, I'm way behind on all my shows due to watching lives 4 nights a week.
Aww. Well, it's almost, ours is almost over, so we can at least give you an hour or so.
Heather said, I live 30 minutes from the bridges of Madison County.
Really? Have you been out to those bridges and taken, pictures and stuff? Because they're beautiful.
Heather also grew up where Twister was filmed.
I love that movie. I totally love that movie.
So Joe said Jumanji actually isn't a remake. It's part 2 and 4.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You like
Sore
super
subject. Part 3. Renee said, I'm behind on shows because AT&T Cable is in negotiations with ABC, so not getting lots of my shows and have to wait a week to see them online.
That stinks.
I am very upset. All of the networks used to be available for free on the internet. You had to watch their commercials, but like if you had like Apple TV like us, you could at least go watch ABC, CBS, and NBC.
And now they're like, why are we giving it for free?
And now all of them you can't even pay for it. Like, some of them are like, you have to have a cable subscription. I don't have a cable subscription. I don't want a cable subscription. That's why I'm trying to watch it on my Apple TV. Let me pay you $2 or $3 a month. Let me go through and handpick. I want it like FX.
Can we buy it a la carte?
Yeah, and let me pay you like we do. I pay Showtime $10, and it still works out to be cheaper because the bottom line is we watch like 4 channels.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. So
it's more about shows even than channels.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, I love CBS. It's like, I like the show on CBS, the one show.
Heather said we're also a couple hours from the Field of Dreams.
Really? Well, I would build it just so that it would come.
Okay, so Steph said, love Lucifer also. It is confusing how I feel Satan is that sexy, but in reality... Wait, I gotta say this.
I gotta tell you something.
Wait a second.
I gotta tell you something
Wait, before you do, because let me say what we did. So Rachel's mom loves that show.
She actually mentioned to me, did Joe do something by any chance?
So for all of you who have Netflix... You can have icons. So we have one Netflix account, my Netflix account, because T-Mobile pays for 50% of my Netflix plan.
Yeah.
And so what we do is
we're like terrible children.
We basically told Rachel's mom, instead of you going and buying Netflix,
just be on ours.
Here's my password and stuff, and we gave an account so that she can keep track of all her shows.
So she has her own little icon.
So we were camping last week, and Rachel's like, did you change my icon? I'm like, oh yeah, I found, because when we first had the icons, it was only these plain ones, and now you can have all these different TV show ones. So
my mom was like, she had come to me and she'd said, I was watching this great show called Lucifer. And I was like, really? And she was like, I know, I feel so guilty about it because I just love that Satan. Like, he's just so good. And he's helping people. Like, that Lucifer is just doing such great things. And I was just like, do you hear yourself talking right now? And she was like, I know it's terrible, but it's just the show. And so when we were
scrolling around, and we changed her icon to the Lucifer
thing. So because we thought she'd be like, oh, like I'm in trouble. So she came to me today actually, and she said, "Did you guys mess with my show?" And I wanted so badly to be like, "No, why? Did Jesus change it?" No, but I said, "Yeah, Joe did it." She goes, "I'm gonna shoot you."
Like, it was your idea.
I know it was.
Why are you saying it was?
Because I don't want to get in trouble. Totally right under the bus. I just rolled you right under the bus.
Chris said, my favorite show of all time is Lost, and my favorite character was Sawyer. My son is also named Sawyer. Yeah, loved Lost as well.
Yes.
So I have this friend Bob, and so Bob, who moved out to Arizona. Now he's up in Virginia. But we were like, we never watched TV together, but we had like the same interests. We officiated football together. And so he would always call me, you got to watch this show. Oh, you got to watch this show. And we were always recommending shows. And Lost was one that he recommended to me. And I remember we were like in the middle of a week-long storm, and I binge watched like 4 seasons of Lost in a week.
Did you feel like you were lost by that point?
Denise said, I have not tried the lupin flower. I'm mainly carnivore, but sometimes just want to try some other things now and then. Heather said, Children of the Corn filmed near us, and the second one had a lot of our daughter's friends as extras.
How cool is that? Mm-hmm. That is like really neat. Except for like, then I feel like the kids, if they were the Children of the Corn, that they could give you like a creepy look and you'd be like, okay, you can't come over to our house anymore.
Sevi said, my boss sent me a box of meat for my birthday.
How? Uh-oh. I hear a child screaming. All right, Lucifer was awesome. I wonder if it will come back. Lisa says, just the name freaks me out. Sarah Ridgewine says, because Lucifer is so funny and sexy, but got to remember to separate reality and make-believe. Yeah. Renee says, tell him you want a credit. I told him that was the main channel that I watch. So I guess you can talk to like your cable provider if they try to cut something out.
We don't have a cable provider. That's our
No, I mean like if you're having an issue, you might be able to talk to a TV provider.
So Anthony, I went in there because Caleb was playing a video game, which is a no-no when we're live streaming.
Yes.
And I go to the door, and Anthony like jumps in front of me. I got this. Like,
don't kill him, Daddy.
I already talked to him. Don't worry. And I'm like, Caleb, we're live streaming. You're not even supposed to be on a video game, and you're yelling, and I'm getting it. Anthony's like, I got this. Like,
I got this.
I'm gonna protect him. Let me stand in the way of the scream.
Brothers.
Brian said, Joe, you amuse me by getting my name wrong half the time when you call.
Brian instead of Blaine.
I'm old.
Blaine.
I'm sorry. I'm old and I don't have my glasses on. So yes.
I love that name too, Blaine.
It is a nice name. I'm
Show
very
loves
sorry.
musicals.
I am very sorry. Kevin said, my first keto holiday, my friends are kind of upset I've chosen to not eat the meal that they're making. Any tips on dealing with the holiday with non-keto family?
Well, first of all, I think that you should let them know it's okay, that they don't have to be weird around you.
Right.
That you're... Part of the reason why you're doing this is because you want to be around for them.
Right.
You know, you're right now getting the perfect gift for your family and friend is a huge objective. right? Like you're trying to be like, what would this person want? What would my mom want? My dad, my sister, my kids? What do they want? They want you, to be honest. Like they want you around. You are precious. And what you're doing, being on keto, is the best gift that you can give them.
Right.
So just say to them, like, whatever we're doing tonight is not my last meal.
Right.
So if there's not something here for me, it's okay.
Right.
Like, let them off the hook. Because sometimes it can be nerve-wracking if they think they have to do a bunch of stuff. Let them know ahead of time some things that you enjoy. Like, hey, these are some meat appetizers, or you could even offer to bring a dish with you to the party. Bring like our charcuterie tray. I never can say that right. It's like aluminum foil. I can't say it right, but like that's an option. Bring something with you to let them know. Oh, meat, cheeses, like nuts, all this kind of stuff. We like that stuff too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can do either bring something with you, or like Rachel said, it's not your last meal. Eat before you go.
Yeah.
And then eat again when you get home. We've done that all the time. Like, we had our staff Christmas party. We never know. They said they were having carrabas. And so we ate wings before we went. We looked around. We're like, okay, well, there's a couple things we can kind of nibble on, like just chicken breast and just kind of scrape off. Like, there was no breading or anything on it.
Yeah.
And we're like, if we're still hungry when we get home, it's a couple of hours. It's not our last meal.
Yeah.
It is a little weird at first, like, as the person going. You know, 'cause a lot of times they're just looking like, they don't understand. That's what happens. A lot of people just don't understand. But if you can explain it to them right, say like, listen, I'm enjoying this. I feel so much better. Like Rachel said, you want to be around. You know, usually the person who feels the most weird is you.
Yeah, because if you're not coming in and being like, oh, there's nothing for me here, like, gosh, thanks a lot for like helping support me, you know, then they'll be fine most of the time. And if somebody wants to, you know, poke fun at you, it's tough. I know. We've been in places where people think it's a joke, and it's not a joke.
Right.
And, you know, it's all right to look them in the face and be like, let's let this go. Let's table this discussion. What else can we talk about? Can we talk about our favorite TV shows like Sons of Anarchy, and maybe not the fact that I'm not eating this dessert that you want me to eat? Like, it's okay if I don't eat this. What else can I do to make you happy?
Yeah. Renee said I couldn't get into the other one about the guy making the meth either.
Breaking Bad.
I like that one. Jonah said, haven't seen The Outlanders. I have not seen that.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape was filmed there too. I love that movie. Oh my gosh. Leonardo DiCaprio's acting in that movie is so incredible. And when you consider his age at that time, it really was amazing. Yeah. Like how great he was in that movie.
Christopher said, I have most of the Walking Dead comics and I love the show and how much it is like the comic. Rachel Glenn asked for the death.
I know.
They were going to let him live, but he wanted the comic book death.
I know. I wasn't ready. It was too soon.
Kevin said they're having a lasagna. So if you want to go,
bring a key.
And we have a recipe on our website. It is a meat layer lasagna.
It's really good.
And if you don't mind bringing something, make our lasagna, bring it with you, and then say like, hey, here.
Give it a try.
Guys, try this too. Like, but you'll have something to eat. They will enjoy it. And I'm telling you, we have a lot of non-keto friends. I've made that for people in church. Like sometimes, you know, like we have a meal train. We will make that, especially if they're like gluten-free.
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, nobody knows there's no noodles in it.
Because
the noodles is layers of meat, like lunch meat. Like, and it works best if you just use turkey. Turkey, cheese,
turkey tastes the most to me like pasta.
Right. You don't, like, if you'll see in our recipe, like I use pepperoni, but if you just want straight up, like this tastes just like our lasagna, use a layer of turkey, a layer of provolone cheese, a layer of turkey. Every place you would put a layer of noodles, and then you can add more sauce in it. And it will go over great. I'm telling you, when they run out of the regular lasagna, everybody's going to eat that, and you're going to be surprised how many people are like, I did not know there were no noodles in there. And it's quick and easy to make. You can make it at home, like the actual preparation, 5 minutes, and then just bake it. Right. So anybody can make it. It's even Rachel can make it.
Even Rachel can do it.
Renee said, Joe and Rachel, didn't you all extend the lives last year for some reason? We did. We did 12 more days.
We did 12 days of serving.
But we're
not as popular.
It was good, and we enjoyed it. But we're taking the boys away. That was our Christmas present from the boys. Is 5 days of camping. And we're going camping in a place that does not have any service.
Right.
So Yeah, we won't be live streaming.
But that was something fun. And if you ever
follow, we have to do the giveaway.
Yeah, we have to do the giveaway. But something that we're doing fun that you may see some pictures of on like Instagram and stuff is I do, instead of like Elf on the Shelf, I do this Shepherd on the Search, where it's just basically like you're hiding this little stuffed animal around, like spotting things that are good, getting ready for Christmas. Is he super cute?
He's awesome.
But I like the fact that you could use any shepherd from like your nativity scenes. I think a lot of families, like, you have a nativity,
right,
and you can have the shepherd where the kid has to find the shepherd every morning.
Right.
Like he's in a, like you find that Elf on the Shelf in like a different place. But it's kind of teaching a different character trait. It's like a fun thing. So you may see that on Instagram.
Let's get caught up so we can do the giveaway. Steph said we don't have cable per se. We have 3 Rokus in 3 rooms. Yeah, we don't have
Roku.
We have the Apple TV.
We did do Roku.
Yeah, but we have the Apple TVs. And the only reason we switched to Apple TVs is because we buy all our movies on iTunes, and then everything links, and it links to your phone and your iPad. That's the best thing about Apple is the way everything integrates.
Yeah.
Annie said, love Twister too, but Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile are 2 of our favorites.
Green Mile.
Toured the prison where Shawshank was filmed.
Oh, wow.
Both
how cool.
Great movies.
That would seriously be like a
I
fun
like
trip
prison
for you.
movies, period. Like, Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. Awesome movie.
Yeah.
Another good prison TV show. 1 season wasn't that great, but a really good prison TV show.
Prison Break.
Prison Break.
Prison Break was a good show.
That's a really good show. Trucker Cat said Hope Floats is another favorite, and fried green tomatoes.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and fried green tomatoes.
Oh, Mommy's on.
Hey, Mommy.
I think she's on, or at least I'm seeing you're getting
coal in your stocking. Says that's from the Lucifer thing.
I just want to say, so we actually changed it twice.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the first one was.
It was just a cute little face.
And we noticed it was changed back, and then
she said she didn't change it.
It was Rachel's idea to make it Lucifer. She's like, let's have some fun with her.
Would you believe this guy, Mommy? Like, that, like, your little angel Rachel would never do something like that. It's this bad man. This guy.
Colleen said, I changed the Fire Stick and canceled Hulu and Netflix. I get Prime free through my cell phone.
Shauna goes, a child? Aren't they all 20? I love your family. Yeah, they're still, the dad face and mom face, like, still apply. Like, what are you doing?
Joe said I was the greenskeeper at the golf course that they shot Caddyshack at in Davie.
Wow.
It was right after filming the movie because of all the greenskeepers made so much money as extras, they quit.
Wow.
So, funny thing, that scene where they're doing cocaine in the movie,
they're actually
doing cocaine in the movie. If you look in the background, you see them all doing lines.
Yeah. So bad.
Shell said, I do family dinner in my house and cook what keto I want.
I love that.
Brianna said deviled eggs. Really good family-friendly choice.
Take your own food to potlucks. Make sure to take 3 to 4 things. That's really nice. If you can do that and take multiple things where people can sample it, because especially cheesecake.
Right.
I feel like if you can do, like, a cheesecake is something that, it's pretty keto already.
Right.
So you
just
can
change out the sweetener.
You can have a really delicious keto cheesecake that you bring that can help people to understand, like, oh, I thought everything you'd be eating was terrible.
Right.
And it's like, no, it's not.
Shauna said I wasn't living in town. A movie was filmed, but was a nanny for a casting director at Fox and Paramount. Met fun celebrities. My favorite was Luke Perry.
How neat.
He said, has anyone seen the movie Arlington, Rome? It was filmed in Pearland, Texas, where I graduated high school.
How neat.
Heather said Phil sent me a text. Oh, it's a drone commercial. Is this what happened to your drone? I'm gonna have to look.
Probably.
I crashed my FPV drone earlier.
I don't even want to hear this anymore.
Well, FPV drones are designed to be crashed. I crashed it like out on the driving range.
It sucks when non-keto people treat you like you're an alien because you eat differently, especially the ones that claim to love you. Yes, I don't understand that, especially if you have had people in your life when you were really heavy and sick and they knew you then and they never said anything to you then.
Right.
And you're like, I'm getting better. Do you see me? Like, I feel better. And honestly, no matter what someone says to you, for me, nothing feels better than feeling better at the end of Christmas Day.
Right.
Because in past, I always felt terrible. at the end of Thanksgiving. I felt terrible at the end of Christmas, right? Like you would eat stuff and it wasn't just like, oh, the tryptophan and the turkey made me tired. It wasn't that. I just felt rotten, just terrible. And it's nice to enjoy the holiday all the way through.
Lisa said, I'm the only person in my keto person in my family. I used to bring a couple keto dishes and everyone, and they wouldn't even touch it. I wouldn't touch their sugar-filled dishes either, so now I just bring my own meal.
Hey.
The only thing I will tell you, when you bring a keto meal, don't tell anybody it's keto.
Don't Lion King it. Like,
just say hey, I brought a lasagna.
Hey,
I brought a pumpkin pie. You know, hey, I brought a cheesecake. Just don't tell them it doesn't use sugar, and I'm telling you, people won't know.
Or I brought the bacon wrapped shrimp.
Yeah.
I brought some meatballs.
Yep. Brianna said every non-keto person who has tried my meat lasagna has loved it.
Yeah, it's really delicious.
He said we make a similar version of 2K keto lasagna. We make it in Alfredo sauce and call it
carnivore lasagna.
Yeah, same thing. Christopher said, would beef still or chicken? I've been wanting to make a chicken Alfredo lasagna. Yeah, Alfredo, another thing. Alfredo sauce is totally
super keto. And delicious, right? So make some like chicken, pour the Alfredo sauce over it. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Steph said, what is funny is carby eaters are like habit eaters, and if the starch or high carb item is missing, they automatically say it tastes weird because that one ingredient is missing.
I find too, let's be honest, part of the pushback is they are afraid you're coming for their carbs.
Yeah.
They can't separate what you're doing from what they're doing. And there's some guilt that goes with it, I found, has been my experience. And it's okay to say to them, like, I'm not trying to come for your stuff. If you're not like interested in this, in having a keto journey of your own, like that's okay. But this is my journey. This is what I'm doing.
Let's do the giveaway real quick.
Okay, so this is for the Daily Rinds.
Yep.
Right. Daily Rinds. You won't be getting half-eaten bags like we have here, but they're delicious.
I don't think either one of those bags is open.
Yes, they are.
I don't think so.
These
oh, no.
ones?
Oh, the rinds. I'm thinking about the Foxhill Kitchen.
Oh, no. They're definitely open.
Doesn't mean open it more.
I know, but they're so
Anything goes. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
166 comments. Pick a winner. The winner is Sonia Bracken.
She says, please pick me. The pork rind flavor sounds so good. Enjoying the live 12 Days of Keto. Thanks for hosting, and thanks to the sponsors of each live. Well, Sonia, we did pick you.
Okay, so Sonia, just favor, send me an email at joe@twocrazyketos.com with all of your shipping information. We will get that off to them. And again, for those of you interested, it's the Daily Rinds, and they also have a bakery. It's Carolina Baking Company. The link should be down below.
So fun.
Congratulations. Said, I have over 90 flavors of cheesecake, randomly making keto versions of all of them, and cheesecake is one of the dishes I take to almost every potluck.
No one is going to be upset that you're heading their way with one of your cheesecakes.
Shauna said, I really lean towards less violent, drug-related movies. I like to be entertained mostly with less reality. Given that it is funny, I don't care for Hallmark movies.
Wow.
You know another drug-related movie that I really like? I mean, it's kind of violent, is the Johnny Depp one. Remember the Johnny Depp one where he's a pot dealer?
Is it...
What is the name of that movie?
What
is the name of that movie?
Johnny Depp?
Yes. He plays a drug. It's a true
Crash.
story. He's like a...
Somebody will know.
He starts off as just dealing pot and driving across, and then he gets married and she dies, and then it's a good movie. He becomes a cocaine dealer.
Do you guys know that song?
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name?
It's okay. I love you, Chris. Continue moving on. Don't worry about it.
No, I gotta look it up now.
Don't
Hey, Christy Davis is on.
Hey, Christy
Davis. It makes me
Davis.
frustrated when non-keto people tell me that I'm doing keto wrong when they see me eating.
What's up with that, right? Like, hello.
Shauna said it's funny how people blame the tryptophan being tired, and it's usually the extra holiday carbs. That is absolutely true.
It's absolutely true.
The tryptophan thing is such a myth, and people don't understand.
Have you eaten turkey? Have you eaten turkey before outside of Thanksgiving and not gone to sleep afterwards?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lisa said I bring meat and cheese tray and deviled eggs. The only one that will eat it, that's okay. More for me.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Like, bring something that traditionally doesn't have sugar or a starch
deviled
in it.
Eggs.
Like a deviled egg.
And be like
or
Ron
a meat
Swanson.
and cheese platter or bacon wrapped shrimp or anything like that. And then
entire
what are they
tray.
going to say? Oh, you made a keto version. No, I made
meat?
food that just doesn't happen to have any starch or rice or, sugar in it.
Yeah. If you're bringing bacon wrapped scallops, bacon wrapped shrimp, there is no carb version of that. Like,
It's
you're
funny.
That's what this is.
We're watching this Korean drama right now, and we just got finished watching this one scene where she's making a meal, and like she gives him 2 potatoes to cut, and she's like, peel them, and then 2 giant onions, and I look at him like, wait a second, 2 potatoes this big and 2 onions this big, right, in this meal, and she was like, yeah, and I'm like, my problem is when we ate potatoes, for the 2 of us, it would have been like
a bag
8 potatoes.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
it was ridiculous.
No wonder we were fat. Like,
it was all carbs.
Defensives, I bring those too. Along with cheesecakes, when I go to potlucks, apps and desserts are easy.
And okay, here's the thing. When I would go to a restaurant, even pre-keto, appetizers was usually what I would order from. I can't even tell you how many times I told a waiter or waitress and just go ahead and make that my meal. Because appetizers are usually the things that's the most fun food there is.
Right.
Think about when you go to like a wedding. What do you like better? The hour before, when it's like happy hour, like the appetizer hour, or when you sit down to the rubber chicken that they have like in the sit down dinner?
Well, he said, my stepdad says I don't want to eat that keto crap. I want to invite him over for grilled steak and shrimp and then tell him he can't have it because it's keto crap.
It's the keto crap.
Yeah, it's like, I love antagonizing people. Like, drop a picture, put up on Facebook a picture of a 20-ounce ribeye, which I did, right, for my birthday, smothered in mushrooms, onions, and cheese, and then be happy 50th birthday, I love keto. And the comments that I got on that from people, like, you ate that? Like, yeah. And y'all make fun of me because I'm keto. But this is a good keto meal.
It was funny because somebody from church came up to me after that picture and said, you there's no way that you guys ate that. And I was like, yeah. And they said, I would have to work out for like a week after eating that. Like, do you have to just stay in the gym? And of course, I mean, once I stopped laughing, because like, we don't go in the gym, I was like, no, it's not that you have. So it's like they're trying to hold on to this like carb rich food, but they're still knocking themselves out in the gym. Right. Like, it's not like they're living a fun life, right. Like, okay, you're keeping the carbs, but it's just like they're in a deprivation of their own and thinking, I can't enjoy all of that tasty, fatty goodness.
Yep. Sherry said, I had a coworker that I knew I was keto and touched my lips with a donut to get me to eat it. I would straight up just like take that donut and smash it in my face.
Shauna says she loves my top. I got these pajamas from Walmart for $7.
Oh, wow.
They've got like sets of pajamas for $7.
Matray said, I love taking jalapeno poppers. We also like loaded cauliflower and cheese balls.
The loaded cauliflower is delicious.
Blow. Too. Yes.
Blow.
That was the movie.
Thank you.
Great movie.
Because that was about to be my entire night.
Carol said, Joe and Rachel, did you get my email? I sent it through Instagram email. Yes, I did. From last night, I already sent that off to Ashley over at Keto Bars.
Fun.
Lisa said, oh, wow, loaded cauliflower bites.
I miss the pajamas,
I have,
but I love the hats.
So
yeah,
my
these are
downfall,
PJs.
my crutch right now, or my kryptonite right now, is I won't even go there anymore. And I shouldn't even admit this to you.
Okay.
But like Costco has those dried or those fried cauliflower bites. It's like in a blue bag, yes. And it's like seasoned, and
they're so good.
And so for 3 weeks in a row, I was going to Costco and getting a bag of them.
I never saw these.
Oh no,
they never made it home.
Oh no, like 2 days gone, like in my truck. Never left the truck. So what? I can't go to Costco anymore.
You're banned from Costco.
I can't go to Costco anymore.
Or you have to go. You could go to Costco, but you have to bring me home some.
No. Because,
wow.
Like, I can't control myself.
They're so good.
Yeah, no, that's seriously like eating. That's like potato chips.
Yeah, they're really good.
I mean,
they have a good mouthfeel.
Yeah, they're really seasoned well.
You're in so many doghouses. You may never sleep in the bed again.
Shauna said, P.S. I don't like turkey.
We're going to be doing we're going the beef and chicken route for Christmas ourselves. I actually have
to go to Costco because like Caleb, we found out his favorite thing to eat is the turkey leg from Disney World. which you can make at home. It's all about how long you smoke it. And they do sell, I don't remember whether it was BJ's or I want to say it was our BJ's. They sell the turkey legs, not cooked. Like they just sell giant, that big. They actually label it like theme park turkey legs. Yeah. You can just stick them in the smoker, and I want to make him one. Aww. But funny part, if you do like going to Disney World or like Universal or any of the theme parks, those are probably the best thing you can get there, and they actually don't inject it with any dextrose or anything, which is very weird. Like I love Costco, chickens, but they do inject them with maltodextrin and dextrose and all kinds of sugars to plump them up. And yet those are and it's probably the best value in the theme park is those.
How long does it take to smoke it?
We're gonna smoke that thing for like 6 hours.
I think it's really cute. Like, here's parenting. In the same hour that you gave him the dad eyes, you also are talking about what you're going to do to make, for 6 hours, to make him the meal that he wants. So, like, parenthood,
Liz
right?
said Johnny Depp is greasy. I just can't.
Aw.
I kind of, when you see him off camera, it's like he kind of looks like one of his roles.
Johnny Depp is the only person that I had sent, like, a fan letter to as a kid. Like, I actually mailed it to the Viper Room. Mm-hmm. And, I was totally in love with after I saw Crybaby and Edward Scissorhands.
I would say, though, I think Johnny Depp is one of the best actors of my generation. Because he can play so many different roles. Leonardo DiCaprio is another one. Yes. I think can play so many different roles. And speaking of him, Trisha said, "Catch Me If You Can."
Such a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. I think it was Renee that said.
Thank you very much, Rachel, for putting up my email address.
I think it was Renee that said that every time she hears it, she has to say, like, it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
And he said, "I love when my non-keto husband can't finish the steak because of the sides. I gladly finish it."
I'm all about finishing your meat for you. You need help with that meat? I got you.
Brianna said another favorite for carbies is bacon-wrapped cream cheese stuffed jalapenos.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness, yes. And Heath has done one with the peanut butter.
Put like nut butter inside of it.
Nut butter inside of the jalapeno and wrapped with bacon.
Christopher said, "What, you ate that whole tiny steak for your birthday and didn't go exercise?"
Right.
He said, "I love telling folks that I lost all my weight while sitting on the couch and eating until I'm comfortably stuffed. And then I add in, I also completely reversed my type 2 diabetes at the same time." Yeah. Yeah, I love going to the store and we would go buy 15 pounds of bacon. Or even better, when I was buying eggs, I would go in, we'd buy 10 dozen at a time. And people look at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I eat like a dozen eggs a day." "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I lost 100 pounds eating nothing but bacon, butter, and eggs."
Our cart always looks weird. Now it's like a giant thing of toilet paper and like a side of beef. It's like, what's happening? Who hurt you?
Shauna said, "My family asked me what I wanted for Christmas dinner. We're having prime rib."
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. And let's see.
Lisa's never been to Disney
small
before.
Dish rib roast again, making a couple of hams for Christmas.
Nice. Turkey legs are so good. I've always eaten them. I didn't think about being able to do it at home.
Yeah.
I thought you had to go to Disney for that.
Yeah.
So it's nice that we could do that at home.
Liz said, "Talented, maybe, but still greasy." I would agree. I would agree there. Scooter said, "Totally agree on Depp's acting. Pirates of the Caribbean is hilarious." Unfortunately, they scrubbed the last one.
Boji the puppy is bouncing off the walls. Heather says she'll catch us tomorrow.
Cece said, "I bought a nice prime rib today from Kroger. Heath, can't you slice that like a steak and cook it that way?" Yes. Trucker Cat said, "Look up Texas Twinkies here on YouTube. So good.
Brisket and cream cheese and a jalapeno wrapped with bacon." What? Why have I not been informed of this before this moment?
Rachel said, "I ordered Buffalo Wild Wings last week for the kids, and they could only eat 8 to 9 wings each. I ate 16 and outwinged them.
You outwing them.
They don't understand how I can eat so much and have lost
They're like, where do you put it, Mom?
Okay. Christopher said, yes, Texas Twinkies are
Brianna says Johnny Depp has a home near her in the mountains of Colorado. He's spotted often in the area.
That's cool.
How neat is that?
Okay, we are going to go finish our drama, right? We will be on tomorrow night.
I will try not to giggle.
For day 12 of the 12 days of Keto Christmas.
Yeah. Congratulations to the winner. And don't forget, when this is over, go put a comment so that you can be entered to win some goodies from Foxhill Kitchens.
And tomorrow's sponsor is...
Who we ended on.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
It is a bakery.
Is it a fresh made bakery?
Yeah.
Like, would you say it would be just made?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just made keto.
It'll be just made keto.
And they got some.
Finish up with them.
And they
with
have
an entire box of baked goods.
Very good giveaway.
Yep.
On Meaty Monday, don't forget tomorrow is Meaty Monday.
So, and tag all of your food that you're eating for the day with hashtag Meaty Monday over on Facebook or Instagram.
For Heath,
in
who
honor
we love.
of Heath.
Mwah.
So,
we love Heath.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.